I'm not gonna give an interview. Just silly. I'm just bored and silly.
What are you doing here?
I don't know. I just bored. Honestly, look at my,
Take me inside your mind. What's going on?
just bored. I'm single. I'm bored. Just boredom.
Boredom. Why can't you find a hobby or something?
I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just bored.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grim. Guys, I know I say this pretty much every episode of these classic TCAP reactions, but honestly, I might have just stumbled upon the dumbest creep that we have ever seen on this show so far for many reasons. I don't want to get into too much before, I start spoiling everything for you, but let's just say he runs with this excuse of him being bored, and that's his only excuse he can think of the entire time, and he mentions it about 20 times, as well as just a couple other things like knowing that this was a sting operation and still walking into the house. That's right, he is that stupid. So without any further ado, again, I don't want to give too much away. Let's just get right on into this one and meet with the most bored man on planet Earth.
This particular investigation saw the highest number of men ever in any of our To Catch a Predator investigations. 51 men showed up in 3 days.
Okay, so real quick, I just had to throw in that little stat for you in this intro. This specific sting operation that they did, and we have seen this house in a couple of these episodes, they caught 50 dudes in just a few days. That is absolutely despicable that this many creeps exist out there in the world. I know I say this again every episode, but it is just mind-blowing to hear those stats and have that be confirmed that there are so many monsters out there lurking among us. Absolutely terrifying. Anyways, now it's time for this dude to just get caught pretty abruptly again. They don't really mess around with the decoy conversation too much in these earlier episodes. It's pretty much immediately bring the guy into the house and then Chris Hansen steps out. So let's get down to business.
Why don't you come here and have a seat? No.
I knew that.
You know what?
I know.
Sit down, please.
Okay.
Set your stuff down on the counter.
No.
Have a seat. You knew what?
I was in trouble.
You knew you were in trouble. Please.
And I love how these guys act like they have, just the most clairvoyant abilities to see into the future and know that they were going to get in trouble. Well, dude, if you knew, why did you still make the drive and show up to the house, you freaking idiot? I mean, every single one of these weirdos says that in some capacity, and it's obviously not true. If you knew that this was a sting operation and you were about to get in trouble, you would have never spent the time talking to this decoy as long as you did, saying all the things you did, and still trying to show up with this grocery bag. Just none of it adds up. But I love that he comes up with this excuse. It's quite good.
Please sit down. Relax.
Actually, I'm not relaxed. I'm not gonna give an interview.
You're not going to give an interview.
I just get in trouble and I just...
Okay, so first of all, this guy is clearly not relaxed. At least he's, upfront about it and telling Chris the honest truth about that part. But I laugh because he claims that he's not going to give an interview, and I'm looking at the length of this upload that I'm watching, and it's about 9 minutes. So obviously he's going to be giving that interview, contrary to what he just said. I mean, with enough time and enough reading of the chat logs, these guys can't help themselves but to try to explain themselves in this situation and try to, make up some dumb excuse as to why they said those things, even though it's cut and dry perfectly exactly what they were there to do. They still think that they can talk their way out of it without a lawyer, and thankfully that's where this brilliance of this show comes through, because they end up digging themselves a deeper hole and getting into even more trouble than they would have originally. It's kind of like watching Channel 5, if any of you guys watch that on YouTube. Andrew, when he interviews people, he just kind of shuts up and lets them ramble on, and the longer you let someone talk out of awkwardness, the longer they're going to spill the beans about whatever it is you're talking about. So it's quite a genius tactic, if you ask me.
I just get in trouble and I'm just silly. I'm just bored and silly.
What are you doing here?
I'm stupid.
Who says that, dude? That does not match your actions at all. He claims that him sitting in the house of this, person that he was talking to online, that he thought the parents were gone and everything. The reason he's there is just because, he's bored and silly. That's just such a silly, quirky thing to do, to just show up to someone's house while their parents are gone. So freaking cool and silly. Like, dude, those are not the right words to describe that. You're making light of the situation when it's actually the darkest possible situation that you can be a part of.
He had seen one of our previous investigations, and when he first showed up at the house, he saw police making an arrest just outside of our undercover house.
Oh my God. Wait, so this guy, for the first time ever in the history of the show, was not lying when he said that he knew that he was gonna get in trouble, because this dude already got in trouble by the same investigative, people that Chris Hansen works with on the show, and he already, had that to deal with, but he actually drove in front of the house, like literally saw the address he was supposed to pull up in, and saw the cops arresting the guy previous just out in front of the house. I always wonder if people, you know, are deterred by seeing that, but this dude is that down bad and that stupid and just lonely that he still went for it. Apparently, they were able to talk him out of it. I don't know how. I think they say that the decoy claimed that it was just some sort of bust that they were doing in front of the house that happened at the neighbor's house, but that doesn't explain why they were standing right there in the driveway. Like, this dude is that creepy and lonely that he still was willing to risk it after seeing that. You absolutely deserve everything that's coming to you, dude. You win the medal of the dumbest person I've seen on this show so far for that alone. That is like a mouse seeing their homie get thwomped by a mouse trap and still going for the cheese. You know what's gonna happen, dude. Why are you still doing it? Yo, I'm gonna pause through this guy's idiocracy right now and just tell you guys that a large chunk of you that are watching my videos are not subscribed, and that's okay. I know you forget to hit the button sometimes, but if you're enjoying this one, make sure you go down and hit the subscribe button, as well as leave a like and a comment. Really helps boost me in the algorithm, and I appreciate you guys' support so much. Anyways, without any further ado, let's get back on into this guy's stupidity.
Why did you do it anyway?
I don't know. I just bored. Honestly, look at my, I just, you know.
So you're bored, you're gonna come over and try and...
I don't know what I was gonna do.
Guys, I don't know what to tell you. Keith is bored, and when you're bored, you go and you do silly things, silly, goofy things, like showing up at this house. It's just a simple product of boredom, okay? That's all it is.
But can I ask you, can we get down to, you can hammer me all you want. I'm telling you, I am wrong.
It's not your first time down this road. Chat-wise.
What if I gave you my word and I'll get rid of my computer? I'm not that great on it anyway. I'll get rid of it and I'll never touch a thing again. I'll go to meetings, whatever you need me to do.
Dude, look at me. I don't even know what a freaking hard drive or a Bluetooth connection is, okay? You could take my computer away. I'll just go back to the grassroots, you know, the old school style, and just start showing up at playgrounds. I don't need the computer, all right? You can take it away, because clearly I'm getting myself into too much trouble with this online chat log stuff. This dude's logic and reasoning is just out the window, and I mean, I feel bad for the guy almost because he's that stupid, but I can't, because he is an absolute terrible person for doing this. So if anything, I just want to laugh at him for being that dumb.
How much trouble am I in here?
How much trouble do you think you're in?
I think I'm in a lot of trouble.
I mean, you know what you said online.
I know, but you know, it's so much easier to type things. I just, you know.
Barely 20 lines into this.
I know, it just.
Are you?
It's just boredom.
Boredom.
And Chris starts reading the chat logs, which is, you know, one of the best parts. And then this dude just brings up the same excuse. Like, there's no way to explain away this terrible stuff he's saying in these chat logs. The entire source of this is from his just ultimate boredom. He has nothing else to do. So like Chris said, he didn't want to go pick up a hobby. Instead, his hobby is just chatting with people online that are like this.
I'm just an idiot.
Can I videotape us?
I don't even have a video.
Are you going to sell it? No?
No, I don't have a video camera.
I want to watch it. Yeah.
This dude just thinks he can claim that he knows he's in the wrong and that he was so bored, and that's the only way he can get out of this. Meanwhile, Chris is reading some of the most abhorrent things I've heard in some of these chat logs that, again, I'm sorry I do have to skip over. Well, not sorry, if I'm just saving you some of this creepiness. You know what's going down in these chat logs, but every single time he reads some egregious thing this dude said, the guy reacts so nonchalantly, like, you know, I'm just bored. That's how you talk online. But please, can you fast forward through this? I just want to get in trouble already. I know how this goes. Remember, you guys caught me last month doing the same thing, and I saw the guy out front getting in trouble, so I just kind of want to skip to that stage, please.
It's the chat log, Keith.
I understand.
Well, take me inside your mind. What's going on?
Just bored. I'm single. I'm bored. Honestly, that's it. There's no.
Oh my god. He literally has such a tiny little brain in there. I swear there's a hamster running on a wheel, and it's just as obese as this guy is, so there's just not any neurons firing in this freaking brain of his, and he can't muster up any other words besides bored. It's literally one syllable, and that's his max, okay? That's the entirety of his vocabulary, is words that are one syllable or less. And that's why it's the only thing he can think of. I was just bored. I don't know what to tell you. When I'm bored, I speak to people a third of my age.
That's it. There's
No girls your age?
No, I didn't say that. There is. I date people my age. You're right. But what I'm saying is not like, and actually, way young and it's wrong. But I don't know. Maybe something in my head goes.
Something in your head goes what?
I don't know. Something's wrong.
Nothing in your head goes anywhere. That's the problem here, dude. And let's not front. The reason that you're doing this is because there absolutely is nobody your age that you're dating. We both know it. Chris knows it when he's interviewing you. And everyone in America that was watching the show at this time knows it. You're an absolute loser. And that's the reason you're doing this. It's not boredom or anything. You're just a sad, terrible person that allowed your delusions to take you this far into stepping foot into this house, and now you're getting burned for it. And I don't feel bad for you one bit, buddy.
Do you ever watch Dateline NBC?
I've seen that episode actually, and that's why I don't prefer to be on camera.
Well, I'm Chris Hansen. You saw the earlier episode.
Yes, I did. It's not that I'm...
So let me get this straight. You saw our earlier story.
Right.
You drove by this house and saw police out front.
Yeah.
Yet you walked in here anyway.
Bored, like I told you.
Dude, shut the hell up about being bored, bro. It's not helping your case. Oh my God. This is one of those episodes that is really just gonna give me an aneurysm or something. I don't know how any of that works, but I am stroke prone at this point because of this guy's stupidity. I cannot handle it. And I love that he tries something that these other creeps have tried on this show where they state, I don't prefer to be on camera. Can you turn them off? As if they have any power in this situation. You're in someone's house that you don't know, and unfortunately, or actually fortunately for everybody involved and us watching, this was not the person you were expecting to meet. Instead, you have these cameras here, so you really have no ability to tell them what to do whatsoever. They're gonna film you and put these mics up in your face, and you have nothing to do about it besides just complain, but that's the only power you have.
Honestly, I don't know. So, I guess I'm gonna walk outside and get arrested, I suppose. It's not that I'm a bad guy.
Dude, you know how this show works. The cameras definitely have to stay here, and you're not a bad guy, you're a bored guy. I know, we know the whole shtick. Anyways, walk outside and get put in handcuffs, please. Let's fast forward through this. Thankfully, that all happens, and you're never gonna guess what he says as he's being hauled away by this squad of police. I'll give you guys a second to make a guess. Ready? Let's see.
Oh man, I've never even done this. And then you go to another fucking room. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just bored.
So that's right. This is the greatest example of how boredom can just unfortunately lead to you being a terrible person. Kidding, of course, we all get bored. It's a feeling that is pretty much universal in the world, so I don't know why this guy is running that idea into the ground as if that has any measure of importance when it comes to this delusion and this honestly terrible lifestyle that he's living. It simply doesn't. And if you're bored, try to play some video games or something, dude. Don't be speaking to people online like this. So yeah, that about does it for the bored creep today. Let me know what you thought of this idiot down in the comments below. I still cannot believe he showed up to that house after seeing them outside getting the last guy in the sting operation. That's how you know he is just that sad and desperate. This was an absolutely legendary episode. Thank you for watching until the very end. I appreciate you, Grim Squad. You guys are freaking amazing. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace out.